over with, so we're going to quarantine you for this amount of time. That way, you will do that. But even that seems weird. Like I don't know if like they test you again. Like does it show that the virus is still inside your body, or that now? I mean, I imagine they would know the difference, you know. But I don't know. There's so much we don't know about this. But
so much.
And
so
then
much we don't know.
wonder,
And this is. I'm sorry, Bo. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good. And then I wonder these headaches that I've been having. You know, I've been having headaches for like over a month, and I was reading something today about younger people who are getting the virus are having strokes and things like that. So like that made me start thinking like, what if like, you know, I had like some type of mini stroke that, you know, sometimes people can have strokes and not notice, because sometimes these headaches get so bad, especially during physical activity. Like I went on a bike ride with my buddy, and you know, when we started getting to like going up hills and stuff, my head would just start bumping real bad. And then like especially it's a problem like, you know, during sex. And then I even tried like jerking off one time, since we're talking about that subject. Let's get back to that. And the same thing happened. So it's not just, it's just very strange. It's like it's really messing with me. But
Bo, I have a question.
One good thing.
I have a quick question, and I might be able to help you diagnose what's going on here. So is the tension or is the headache behind your eyes, in the back of your neck, on top of your head? Where's the actual headache? All over?
I want to say, typically speaking, it's above my
Temples.
ear. Yeah, above my ear on the left side is when it usually is. But when it gets bad, it spreads to like across my forehead.
Okay, this might be a tension headache.
Or above my eye.
This might be a tension headache, and they last for weeks. Yes. So if you can, just take your left hand and feel your left temple. Just actually touch it with your hand and tell me if it feels really tense to the touch, because what happens is we have little muscles up through there, and I've been a massage therapist for 18 years. We have little muscles that run up there, and tension from our neck and shoulders, just from life and stressors and just existence, really travel up into the head. And when that tension gets so intense, it blocks the proper flow of blood to the actual head. So it could be a tension headache, and I've had tension headaches last for 2 weeks. So try to loosen up your neck. So lay on your bed and let your head, lay on your back on your bed and let your head hang off the bed. It's going to give you some traction and pull your neck out of your shoulders, because up in those shoulders areas, I mean, again, I've been a massage therapist for 18 years. It's the number one complaint spot. I've done over 20,000 massages. You can just guarantee that someone's shoulders are tight. It's just because we move our arms, we hold up our head, we hold a lot of tension there. So work on loosening up those shoulders. I think it's going to relax your head and give you some blood flow there. And it might, I'm not getting a go or a green light on the stroke thing. So I'm feeling like, and again, I'm not a doctor, so if you're concerned, go get it checked out. But I feel like it's more of a tension, stress, pressure thing than anything. So look at those. Google tension headache later.
All right, I'm laying back on the bed with my neck back right now. Okay.
Dangle your head off.
Now.
Yeah.
Now I'm dangling my head, and so now, like, am I going to have an orgasm now too?
Well, I mean, I charge for that tantra kind of treatment, so I just can't be giving that out for free. But yeah, there is a way that you can have someone reach climax with energetic treatments. I actually don't know how to do it. It's the study of tantra, and it's pretty magnificent. But I've never heard it associated with hypnotherapy, like you discussed with us earlier. But yeah, tantra. It's the act of reaching climax without any physical stimulation, more of an emotional, psychological, energetic thing. It's cool.
No, I didn't want to make light of what you told me to do. I'll actually will do that, but I was just like, I was actually doing it, and I was like, if I get hypnotized right now, and then like it made me think of the whole thing. So tried to tie it all together. I was going to say,
if one good thing came out of this whole virus deal, is that it raised my awareness of ways to relax because my anxiety shot up. You know, my shoulders are in knots frequently. And it's like red alert, lights on the dashboard, you got to do something. So I started experimenting with ways to relax, like take deeper breaths. Like I breathe shallow by nature. So just to stop, walk slower, take deeper breaths, different things. I actually bought one of these doohickeys that you see on these Facebook commercials. It hangs on your doorknob, and it's got this elastic cord, and it's got this section that sits under the bottom of your skull, and you kind of, it's a traction toy. You just lay down and your head dangles, and it's pulling your head. And dude, I'm learning, looking at different ways to keep my relaxation levels up because the world is pushing my anxiety and stress levels up. So I have to, do some self-care. So that's one good thing that I got out of this is now I'm trying to care about myself a lot more. And so I want to go back to expectations in relationships and these roles because Jenny's here and she could probably contribute and you guys are a lot more candid now. So whether we want to or not, and I try not to be super, sexist or, patriarchal, where I get more privileges than you because you got boobs. But I think it's fair to say that people have expectations. Like we expect stuff. Like if I'm being good in my relationship, then I expect you to not cheat on me, not be a liar, and have sex with me pretty regularly. And that's the area that's weird is because I want your regular to sync up with my regular because your regular might be monthly, but mine might be by, twice a week. So I kind of expect you to kind of, give back because I'm putting in, you put in, but you put in what I want, not just what you want. That sounds rude, don't it? But I think that's real. What do you guys think?
I think compromise is good. I think it needs to be talked about. So if one person likes to have sex once a month and the other person wants it several times a week or what have you, then I think that there does need to be a compromise. And I think that if the partner that's wanting it less frequently can't see how important it is to you, then you have to make it aware to them. So you talk to them about it and discuss it with them and say, hey, I'm not going to want you to do something you don't want to do, but can we meet in the middle in some fashion and help satisfy me while she's going to have expectations that you don't oversex her and lighten your load a little bit. So it does go both ways. And I think it goes... And I just think that the way is just communication and meeting in the middle. And I think that, again, if the woman is wanting sex only once a month, I think it would be best to check the chemical intake, the dyes and toxins intake, the hormones, and the stress levels. Because if she's under 50, and only wanting it once a month. And if that's how she's always been, that's one thing. But if that's happened as she's gotten older, there's some things that go on with women too. Estrogen, testosterone get all jacked up and the hormones get jacked up. And again, it's wildly contributes to stress. And women, we just live inside our heads all the time. It's just a constant typewriter going on in there of all these thoughts and emotions. And if we don't learn those techniques Drew was talking about to reel ourselves down, we can get outside of our body so far that we don't even connect with the very basic needs like deep breaths, connecting with people healthily, sex, connection. So again, it depends on the person. If they've always had a low sex drive, that's just one thing. But again, there's got to be a communication and some expectations on both parts. Again, the woman maybe not wanting as much sex and expecting you not to hound her constantly, and then you want sex and you're expecting her to show up for you a couple times a week or something. So it's just communication. And I really would, though, if a woman's under 50 and she's only wanting sex once a month, take a look at the stress levels because it's pushing on the hormones. And they just fluctuate when we get into our 40s
check her
anyway.
Browser history too. Make sure she's not pouring it out on you.
Well, you know what I want? Well, I want a bitch that has a job. I want her to go to fucking work. I'll fuck the shit out of you. Go to work too. I want 2 incomes, bitch. That's what I want. That's what makes me horny. Go get you a job. Go ahead, baby. That's what I want.
I have a question for you guys.
Thanks,
I got a quick question for you guys. I'm curious. Do you run across, and this is, you can just give me a basic rundown. This isn't science or anything, but would you say that the majority of the women that you've ran across, and I'll go to each of you, are more or don't want to work or do want to work in the relationship? Let's go with Bo. A majority of the women you've ran across in your relationships, let's even say serious relationships, do they want to work or do they not want to work?
Okay, actually, I have a good question for that. They want to do whatever it is they're not doing right now. I'll say that again. They want to do whatever it is they're not doing right now. So in my relationships, if I was dating or married to or whatever, someone who was working, right, they desire to want to not have to work and be at home and do the home thing. Then, in my experience, once that happens and they're doing that, after a certain amount of time, they're like, oh, you know what? I just really want to go back to work. I just really want to do blah, 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 blah. And then they go back to work. And then it's like, a few months down the line, it's like, oh, I just really want to go. I just really want to really pay attention to the kids. It's just
a mental health issue.
No, it's like the grass is greener on the other side thing, or people wanting what they don't have or can't have, which is, that's people generally speaking, people do want things that they can't have, and that's my experience with that.
What about you, Drew?
I don't know. I don't know. I was listening to Bo, and it's not that. I mean, some of them work and some of them don't. I don't know. I don't know if there's a pattern. I don't know. What about
you, Dave?
Yeah, so no, they haven't wanted to work at all. Almost like thought it was disgusting if I would even ask. Well, and most of them believed that they were so beautiful that they didn't have to work, that they were pretty enough to just not have a job. And it's like, well, I mean, you're not really. you're close, but how about a server, huh? That'll make you some good money with that pretty smile. I'll pay for everything, and I'll pay the rent, and I'll pay fucking for all the shit, and I'll do it, because, not that it's my role, it's just that I just don't care to. But seeing that in turn, like you were saying, when I'm doing all that, most of the time they're like, well, yeah, he can fuck me whenever he wants. Like, they were also like that, too. Like, it wasn't like and it was I don't remember having conversations about it, like if it was okay or not. Like, she was just like, yeah, you pay all the bills and buy me shit. Go ahead and fuck me. Like, it wasn't.
Well, we call this domestic prostitution.
Right. Hey, I don't know how long you guys stay on, but I want to say 2 things. 1, your show is entertaining. I always knew that. 2, Dave is 1,000 times cooler than I thought he was. And 3, the quote of the night was, and I wish you guys should record it and make it a commercial. He said, what is it? Is it stink? Is it too small? Does the head not fit in your mouth? That shit was fucking epic, and I loved it. It was a great experience tonight. How late are you guys on?
We go for 2. We go for 2 hours.
Okay, I wanted to get that in before time went out. But I want to ask Dave, have you ever wondered what is it about my dick that attracts broke bitches?
Yes, I have. I'm like, so here's the thing. I think there's 2 things going on. I think that I have this complex where I try to save people constantly, and I want them to be, more mentally prepared for the world. And, a lot of the times I will give them those experiences, whether it's something whether they want to be loved completely. Like I was saying, to change it around. I don't have this, thing where I'm stuck in any certain rut where I have to follow this or some idea that I'm stuck to that I believe in forever and that I have to, There's no constants for me. So if someone needs, like, you know, like I've been with a violent bulimic, like she would, you know, purge 10